Hey there, welcome back. When we think about the things that really matter, the things that really shape a person's life, it's hard to overstate just how crucial a positive mindset is.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're someone who gets it, right? You value understanding.
Right.
You value knowledge and you see the long game. And let's be real, a child outlook, their way of seeing the world, that's foundational for everything that comes after.
Right.
So today, we are going deep on exactly that.
Mm.
How to foster a positive mindset in kids. We've got a whole stack of research, articles, expert opinions, all focused on actionable strategies for raising positive children.
Really practical stuff, not just theory, but things you can actually use. And that's what we're all about here, right? Cutting through the noise, getting to the heart of it, extracting those key techniques, those golden nuggets of understanding that you can put into practice right away.
Exactly. Because, and I think you'd agree, a positive mindset, it's not just about like fleeting happiness. It's so much bigger than that. We're talking about building resilience, that deep down confidence that helps a child navigate all the ups and downs life throws at them. And that's what we all want for the kids in our lives, right?
Absolutely. To give them the tools to thrive.
To thrive, exactly. So where do we even begin? Well, one of the most powerful things, and this comes up again and again in the material we're looking at, is the power of role modeling.
It's kind of like that saying, actions speak louder than words, right? Kids are
Yeah.
like sponges. They soak up everything they see from the adults around them. And that includes our attitudes, our way of dealing with things.
So if we want our kids to approach life with optimism, if we want them to see the good, we have to, walk the walk ourselves.
Exactly. It's not enough to just tell them to be positive.
Right. They need to see it. They need to see us practice gratitude.
And kindness and just, generally facing things with a can-do spirit.
And there's this really simple but effective suggestion in one of the articles that I really liked. It talked about making it a habit to share positive moments with your child every day. Like just asking, hey, what was the best part of your day? Or what's something you feel grateful for today?
It's so simple, right? But it's like it's training their brains to look for the good.
Yes. It's like a little mental nudge in the right direction.
And, you're modeling that for them. You're showing them that you value those things too.
Exactly. Okay, so that's role modeling. Another thing, and this is huge, is the language we use with kids.
Oh, this is so important. The words we use, they have a huge impact on how a child sees themselves, how they see their abilities.
And sometimes we can fall into those like automatic negative phrases.
Like those knee-jerk reactions, you spill something, you're like, ah, you're always so clumsy.
And the research here shows that those kinds of statements, even if we don't mean them in a harsh way, they can really chip away at a child's self-esteem.
Exactly. So what the experts suggest and what these articles lay out really clearly is consciously choosing positive alternatives. So instead of saying, you're bad at math, which can be so defeating,
Right.
you could say, math can be challenging, but with practice, you'll get better.
I love that. It's still acknowledging the difficulty.
Right. It's honest.
But it's also giving them hope. It's like it's not a fixed thing. You can grow, you can improve.
It's fostering what they call a growth mindset.
A growth mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea that our abilities, our intelligence, they're not set in stone. We can develop them through effort and hard work.
And that's such a powerful belief to instill in a child, right?
It really is. It's the same with mistakes. Instead of you always mess things up, which is so discouraging.
Right. It makes it sound like it's like a part of their character.
Exactly. A better way to phrase it would be, mistakes are a part of learning. What can we do differently next time?
It's framing those mistakes as opportunities, as stepping stones on the path to getting better.
And that ties in really nicely with our next key area, which is cultivating gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good, although that's a great side effect.
Right. It's not just about like saying thank you.
It goes so much deeper. The research here shows that gratitude is actually a key ingredient in overall well-being.
It's about appreciating what you have.
Right. And the material we're looking at has this really cool suggestion, which is keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh, I love that idea. Even just taking a few minutes each day to write down like 3 things you're grateful for, it can be anything.
It can be simple things, right? Like a sunny day, a good meal, a kind word from a friend. But it's like you're training your brain to focus on the positive.
Exactly. And of course, we have to model that ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. Instead of just complaining about the long line at the grocery store, you could say, I'm grateful that we have access to so much food.
Or I'm grateful that we have the money to buy food.
Right, exactly. Or instead of just stressing about work, you could say, I'm grateful that I have a job that allows me to provide for our family.
These little shifts in our own language, they can have such a big impact on the kids around us.
They really can. Okay, so we've talked about role modeling, language, and gratitude. Another really important piece of the puzzle is building resilience. And this is where it gets tricky, right? Because it's natural to want to protect kids from difficulty.
Oh, absolutely. We want to make things easier for them.
But the research is really clear on this. Shielding kids from all challenges actually backfires.
It doesn't prepare them for the real world.
Exactly. Resilience isn't about avoiding problems. It's about learning to cope with them. It's about developing that inner strength to bounce back.
And one of the articles we're looking at suggests instead of just jumping in to solve problems for kids, we should encourage them to come up with their own solutions.
They gave this great example question to ask. Instead of just fixing it, you can say, what are some different ways we could try to solve this together?
I love that. It's collaborative.
It's collaborative. It shows them that you believe in their ability to figure things out.
And another thing that can really help build resilience is reminding kids of their past successes.
Oh, yeah, that's so powerful. Like when they're facing a new challenge, you can say, remember that time you learned to ride your bike? It was tough at first, but you kept practicing and you did it.
It reminds them that they've overcome obstacles before, they can do it again.
And it's also so important to frame setbacks not as failures, but as learning opportunities. It's like, okay, that didn't work out the way you planned, but what did you learn from it?
Exactly. It's all about reframing, shifting the perspective.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about role modeling, language, gratitude, and resilience. The last piece of the puzzle, and this is a big one, is the environment.
Oh, the environment is huge. I mean, a child's surroundings, the people they interact with, the media they consume, it all has an impact on their mindset.
And these resources really emphasize the importance of being aware of negative influences,
Yeah.
like toxic friendships or constant criticism.
Right. Those things can be really damaging.
And on the flip side, we want to encourage positive friendships, exposure to uplifting content, and of course, creating a loving and supportive home environment.
Absolutely. A home where they feel safe, where they feel encouraged, where there's laughter and joy.
But even with the best home environment in the world, kids are going to encounter negativity out in the world.
Right. They're going to have to deal with difficult people, difficult situations.
And that's why it's so important to equip them with the tools to handle that negativity.
Give them those mental strategies.
Exactly. And these resources actually give some great specific examples. Like, if someone says to a child, you can't do that, the child can learn to respond internally with, maybe not yet, but I can learn how.
It's like taking that negative comment and flipping it into a challenge, you know?
Exactly. And same with mistakes. Instead of, I'm terrible at this, they can learn to say to themselves, I'm getting better every day.
It's all about reframing that inner dialogue.
Yes. Giving them those tools to combat those negative self-talk patterns.
So powerful.
It really is. So what does all of this mean for you, our listener?
Well, the bottom line is, fostering a positive mindset in children is an ongoing process.
It's not a one-time fix, right?
It's a journey, and it starts with us, with our own actions, our words, our attitudes. And these resources have given us some really concrete, actionable things we can do.
Like, we can be more mindful of our own role modeling, we can use more positive language, we can encourage gratitude.
We can help kids build resilience, and we can be aware of the environment we're creating for them.
It's a lot, but it's so worth it.
It really is. So here's a little challenge, as you go about your day today. Think about one interaction you had with a child recently, and just ask yourself, how could I have used one of these strategies to maybe shift that interaction in a more positive direction?
Even a small shift can make a big difference over time.
It really can, because when we invest in a child's mindset, we're investing in their future. And that's something we're thinking about, right?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you. And as always, keep that curiosity alive, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds great.
Bye for now.